Hey guys, everyone's back with another review. This time we are doing a versus review. I'm actually going to do the Star Wars SH Figuarts Luke Skywalker versus the Star Wars Black Series Luke Skywalker. Both from A New Hope, both Farm Boy Lukes, different price points. So if you're looking to get just one Luke from the New Hope movie, then this review might be for you. So basically, we've got the Star Wars Black Series Lukes in Australia is going for about $35, and we have the Figuarts Luke that's going for around about the $70 to $80 mark. So it's going to be good to compare them. And let's quickly just show what the boxes look like, and then we're going to crack open the figures and get into the review. Okay, so we've got the Star Wars Black Series box here. We've got nice young Luke Skywalker there. We've got the Star Wars Black Series, of course. And this is a 2016 figure for $35, as I mentioned. We have number 21 just there. We have Star Wars Black Series, number 21, Luke Skywalker. It's got some cool writing there. Check that out and pause it if you want to. It's got Disney, it's got Hasbro, and a few other bits and whatnot. So that's that box. Okay, now we have the Bandai SH Figuarts Star Wars Luke. So we've got Bandai, Tamashii Nation, Star Wars, SH Figuarts there in the nice gold writing. You can see that he definitely comes with some extra hands, and he's got a face shield, and he's got a lot more accessories straight off the back. We've got the nice silver Star Wars logo with some writing on the side, bit of Japanese writing and whatever else. We've got some pretty cool images on the back of Luke Skywalker, so it gives you a good idea of what you can do with the figure outside the packet. Shows you a few accessories there. We've got some Japanese writing. Cool farm boy picture just there of Luke, and then Luke on the side of the box. Let's get them both open and have a look. Okay guys, here they are, both out of the packets. Just thought I'd show you what they look like in their little plastic clamshells. You can see we get a second head with this Figuarts Luke. We get a helmet. We get a little blaster thing here from the little remote that he uses to train with. And what do we got here? We got 2 hands, and we got 4 spare hands. And then the Black Series Luke here, we get the saber, we get the binoculars, and we get a nice belt feature with his coat, and basically Luke. Okay, so that's them in their clamshells, just so you can see the accessories and what they look like out. Let's get into it. Okay guys, both the Lukes out of the packet, and you can see both of them standing next to each other. They're both exactly the same height, pretty much, but it's pretty obvious when you have both of them out of the packets. It kind of reminds me of... It's almost like we've stepped back in time with this Black Series figure when you put it up against the Figuarts figure, because this kind of reminds me, this Luke reminds me of something that you would have got in 1977, like the old Kenner figure. Just the way that it's done. I mean, they've added heaps of articulation to it, but the head, the face, and it's just a bit cheapy looking when you're standing next to the Figuarts Luke. But on saying that, there's a few gripes that I have with the Figuarts Luke, and the Black Series doesn't have. So let's kind of just go from top to bottom. Obviously the head sculpt is awesome on the Figuarts figure. The Black Series figure, if you had him on his own, you would say yes, he definitely looks like Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker. Let's go and talk about these vests. I like the fabric, but I don't like the way that it's done. It's in scale, but it's not. The sleeves are so big that I can't even get his arms to stay close to the body, which isn't good. But then on the other side, with the Figuarts Luke, you've got like so many joins because they don't use the fabric when it comes to Bandai. So you've got all these joins that you can see in the articulation. Now, which one's better for you? I don't know. It's almost like if you could paint the head sculpt on this Luke and kind of change out the actual his jacket here, you would almost have an on par Luke almost with this Figuarts Luke, but that would mean extra work, and not everyone can do that. Now, let's scroll down. They both have the belts. Both lightsabers blades detach, and they both hook onto their hooks there, so that's pretty cool. The belts are definitely more features with the Figuarts figure. Now, scrolling down to the legs, we've got the double jointed knees with the Black Series figure, and awesome ankle rockers and pivots and everything like that. Now, Here we go with the Figuarts again. I don't like these legs. It doesn't have the thigh swivel, and I don't like the way that the legs look with the Figuarts figure. It's same as with the Obi-Wan figure that I just done a review on, but it's disappointing to me. It also, you can see the join line, same with you can with on the double jointed knee there, but it's just disappointing. You can't get, I honestly think that the Black Series Luke stands better from the legs down than what the Figuarts figure does. The articulation is pretty well exactly the same, bar these little toe pivots. So the articulation on the figures is pretty well on point, both the same almost, bar the thigh swivel that this Black Series Luke has. And you can see here he has this thigh swivel, which gives you this opportunity to be able to move the leg out, whereas on the Figuarts figure, the only thing that you've got is basically a slight little turn just here. You can only kind of turn the leg there to there. Do you see what I mean? It's just not the right range of movement that I would like. And I mean, the leg goes up to there. So lucky he's not a ninja or anything like that, because he's not doing any good kicks. Obviously, the leg does a full double joint there. So we'll go over the full articulation of the Figuarts Luke right now. Basically, you've got this shoulder joint just here. You've got a pretty well double jointed elbow. You've got a neck pivot, and you've also got a head swivel. So that's a good feature that has like that little neck pivot section there. You've got what we just went through, these legs that only go up to about there. So Luke can do a side kick to a stormtrooper if he wants. You've got that double jointed knee, but the Figuarts type of version. You've got the ankle pivot, and you've got the little toe joint there. See, up and down there, and you've got your ankle rocker and everything like that. So as far as articulation goes, not too bad, but you can see what I'm talking about when it comes to the legs. Let's go through the Black Series Luke with articulation. You will notice that he has double jointed elbows. Now, check that out. He can actually get his arm up further than what the Figuarts figure can, but his jacket here hinders him so. So, I mean, if I bend his elbow in, you can see what happens. It's almost like this jacket here wants to, you know, get in the way, which I don't like. So then we've got the nice belts, pretty good detail. I mean, nothing's too crash. The head sculpt, as you can see, it looks very Kennerish. It looks very cheap. It doesn't look like what you would expect it. You know, you would expect a bit more when you're standing next to the Figuarts one. The thigh swivel is a winner. And the double jointed knees, obviously, they're a winner as well. So you can get the leg all the way back. And then we also have the ankle rocker, and we have the ankle pivot, which is awesome. Okay, so that's articulation, guys. And that's the kind of them standing next to each other as a bit of an overall. Let's go through the accessories really quick. Okay, guys, accessories. The Black Series Luke has these binoculars. That's it. That's his accessories. So the down point for the Black Series Luke is obviously the jacket sucks, and he doesn't get a spare set of hands, which we know that Hasbro is starting to do with some Marvel Legends. So I don't see why they can't give him a closed fist at least for the left hand, so that it doesn't look like he's got just a grip hand. It doesn't make much sense. But that's the accessory for Black Series Luke. For the Figuarts Luke, we have a bunch of little hands. I'm not going to go through them all, but what it does is it gives us fists, it gives us open hands. Now what we do have is we have this cool helmet. So stay tuned after. I'll definitely get some pictures with Luke with that helmet on. That is a damn cool feature. So that's his helmet that he wears when he's in the Falcon, and he's practicing with Obi-Wan with the remote. See if this actually flips up. Nah, it's all one piece. So that's it there, and it's got a little peg in there. So we'll get that on after. And what you also have here is you have the remote Alright, so that's the little remote, which is pretty cool. And it's obviously shooting a little laser thing there. And we have a second head sculpt for Luke, which I don't think is much point for me to even putting on. It basically looks like Luke with a little smirk. I actually prefer the face that they give him. You know, I think it looks a bit weird, this little smirky face, but you can see the quality that these Figuarts figures are painting in compared to the Black Series. You know, it's much better quality, that's for sure. Okay guys, here's a little comparison of all your figures next to each other. So we've got a Sand Trooper from Black Series on the left hand side, we've got the Figuarts Luke, obviously, the Black Series Luke, and we've got a Black Series Obi-Wan just there. That just shows you a good scale. Obviously it's almost pointless because these guys are within the exact heights of each other, so obviously we can see that they scale in really well. Figuarts and the Black Series all together, so that is a good one. That's a good little point to have. Okay guys, I want to go through the figures as far as I kind of want to rank them. Basically, I want to go from the start off thing is going to be price point. The Black Series wins there with the price point. The second thing I want to go through is articulation. I think that they both pretty well on par with articulation, so we'll call that even. Third thing I want to go through is accessories, which the Figuarts figure definitely kicks ass with the accessories. So that's one good thing. And the next thing I want to go through is likeness and paint and everything like that. The Figuarts definitely is the winner on that as well. So as an overall, you definitely lean towards the Figuarts figure. This Luke really does look like a Kenner version compared to this Figuarts figure, but those knees and this articulation on the bottom here really pisses me off, and the jacket is not the best, but either's that one. So overall, what would I get if I was you? Look, I'd probably go with the Figuarts Luke. I mean, if you're going to pay the extra, or on the second hand, if you went with the Black Series Luke, maybe give the head to, say, someone that you know that's pretty good at painting, drop it off at one of the games workshops or something like that, and see if they can kind of, you know, put some dry brushing into the hair and just give the face a little bit more shadows and things like that. And hey, then you might come up with a nicer looking Luke, and it hasn't cost you that much. So that's my overalls with the Lukes. So that's the review, that's the articulation, that's the comparisons. Stick with the review because we're going to do some photos at the end, of course. And as always, guys, I'm Obi-Wan, I'm out, and I'll see you again on another review.